early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening and welcome to the 2017 William T. Dwyer Awards for Excellence in Education, presented to you by the Economic Council of Palm Beach County and the Education Foundation of Palm Beach County. Now please welcome tonight's Master of Ceremonies, co-anchor of WPBF 25 News Mornings, weekdays from 4:30 to 7, Mr. Mark Kelly.
Round of applause to Sailor Kate Ashley for her amazing performance of our national anthem. She did a great job. Good evening and welcome to what is the 33rd Annual William T. Dwyer Awards for Excellence in Education. We have been celebrating and honoring Palm Beach County's outstanding educators since 1985. Let's hear it for all of our educators here tonight. So to understand the importance of these awards, you need to know a little bit about the man they are named after. William T. Dwyer was a man deeply invested in our community who understood the importance of recognizing and honoring educators for their dedication to their profession and to their students as well. Mr. Dwyer worked locally and at the state level to ensure that the quality of education right here in Palm Beach County was the best in Florida and equaled any top school district from all around the country. The Dwyer family has continued this legacy and they are here with us tonight. I would like to invite the Dwyer family to stand right now and be recognized. And we're also privileged to have the following school board members with us this evening, so join me in welcoming Chair Chuck Shaw, Marcia Andrews, Frank Barbieri, Karen Brill, Barbara McQuinn, Erica Whitfield, and Superintendent Dr. Robert Avosa. Now, we were pleased to see such an amazing number and diversity of nominated teachers this year from public and private schools all throughout Palm Beach County, and you all deserve a round of applause tonight. So would all of this year's nominees please stand up and be recognized? Let's give them all a round of applause. You all deserve it. Fantastic. Well, over the last 33 years, 162 educators have now received the esteemed designation as a Dwyer Award recipient. We invite them to come back every single year, and many of them are with us again tonight. So would all of the past recipients of the Dwyer Award please stand so we can congratulate you as well on that outstanding achievement. Now, that elite group there before you will induct 6 new members by the end of this evening. The Dwyer Awards is a collaboration of the Economic Council of Palm Beach County as well as the Education Foundation of Palm Beach County. And to tell you a little bit about the work of both organizations, please welcome right now Bill Perry, Chair of the Economic Council and CEO and Managing Shareholder of Gunster, as well as Val Perez, Chair of the Education Foundation and Market President, Retail South Florida for TD Bank.
Thank you, Mark. We're going to have fun tonight? I'm Bill Perry, the current chair of the Economic Council, and together with my friend Val Perez, the chair of the Education Foundation, it's our pleasure to welcome you to the 2017 edition of the Dwyer Awards for Excellence in Education. This is the 33rd year that the Education Foundation and the Economic Council have been able to present these awards together. We're delighted, both Val and I, to see so many community leaders in the audience today to recognize and honor the best and brightest teachers that we have in this county. Former Governor Jeb Bush once said, "Great teachers are critical to the success of our children, and finding ways to incentivize them to stay on the job is a reform that will work." Long before Florida's education governor spoke these words, the Economic Council was formed to create an environment in this county where businesses can prosper. From the beginning, a top-flight educational system in this county was a priority of the Economic Council. So much so that in 1977, when William T. Dwyer was the chair of the Economic Council, he said, "The major key to the quality of life in this county is improving education at all levels. It is the essential thread that weaves itself into the fabric and future of Palm Beach County." Truer words have never been spoken. In 1984, with Dwyer's sentiment in mind, the Economic Council formed the Education Foundation to focus solely on education in this county, beginning a 33-year partnership for these Dwyer Awards that continues today. Today, the Economic Council still continues to focus on education as one of its top priorities. Last year, we worked with the school board in supporting the sales tax that'll make vast improvements to the schools in our county. 2 of those high schools, by the way, are named after past chairs of our organization, being Dwyer and directly behind us, the Dreyfus School. You'll see a sign on the front of the stage by the Elmore Family Foundation, another chair of the Economic Council who deeply believes in education. And our past chair, Wendy Link, is in the audience tonight, and she's a passionate advocate for educational issues at all levels. I'd be remiss if I didn't also recognize, without naming them, the many other EC members that have contributed to the fundraising and organization that went into this event, like my friend Val Perez. It truly takes a village to put on an event like this. And in your program, you'll see the rigorous judging process that went into choosing the nominees for tonight. Each nomination packet was reviewed by several panels of judges over several weekends. The judging panels were comprised of volunteers from the Economic Council, community and business leaders, and members of the Ed Foundation Board. Teachers that made it through the first round of selection process then were subjected to personal interviews by separate judging panels. All of these judgings occurred on weekends, and I'd like you to take just a small moment to thank all of our volunteer judges for spending this time on this very important endeavor. A winner will be selected tonight from each of the 6 categories. As you will soon see, this is never an easy decision based on the superior quality of all our nominees. Before I leave the podium, could we take a moment and just thank and recognize all of our nominees this evening? I'm going to turn the microphone over to my friend, colleague, and the current chair of the Education Foundation, Val Perez.
Thank you, Bill. What a great event. What a great crowd. Give yourselves another round of applause. As chairman of the Education Foundation, the philanthropic partner for academic excellence in our public schools, we are proud to work with you, the education community, as we share a common goal to provide the highest quality education for all of our students, not just some. By raising and funding more than $1 million annually in programs that increase literacy, grade level proficiency, career education certification, and graduation rates, the Education Foundation invests its heart and dollars to unlock the full potential in our students so they graduate high school ready for college or a career. The Education Foundation works closely with our businesses and civic leaders to lead the charge in addressing program and knowledge gaps between schools, building bridges over social and economic barriers to student success, and having and evening out academic opportunity and performance among student groups. Many of you may know the work we do through Red Apple Supplies. You may have seen the great van out there, a free teacher resource store providing essential tools to empower learning in the classroom. Or you may be familiar with our Go Teach classroom grants, many awarded to the teachers in this theater tonight. We're proud to partner with the Economic Council, my good friend Bill Perry, in driving excellence in education. Together, we foster a future for Palm Beach County that is rich in quality and economy. We are additionally honored to co-host this prestigious event, the Dwyer Awards, the only community event in Palm Beach County that recognizes and applauds teachers for their work in and out of the classroom. On behalf of the Education Foundation, congratulations to all of the educators represented here tonight. Your passion and dedication create positive, measurable change in our schools and in the lives of the children that every one of you teach every single day. Your contribution to the success of our next generation of leaders and employees is to be commended. The Education Foundation is committed to help every student succeed, and we pledge this same commitment to you, our teachers. The Education Foundation looks forward to continuing as your partner for excellence in public education for Palm Beach County. Thank you. And now I'm going to call out Michelle Jacobs and Evan Wyant for some additional thoughts. Michelle? Evan?
Wow, this is a big crowd.
Thank you, Val and Bill, and all of you again for being here tonight in support of the amazing educators we have here in Palm Beach County. We would like to take a few minutes to thank a handful of groups who have been key to the success of tonight's event.
A big thank you goes out to the staff of both the Economic Council of Palm Beach County and the Education Foundation of Palm Beach County for their tireless work on the details for this entire process. You have no idea what goes into this. An event of this size and scope would not be possible without the stellar support received from our sponsors, many of whom have supported this event year after year. This year's excellence sponsors includes my good friend here from BB&T and Pratt & Whitney. I'd also like to thank those award presentation sponsors, Comcast, Florida Power and Light, FETC, which is Future of Education Technology Conference, the Palm Beach Post, and United Healthcare.
Also, a big thank you to my friend over here, our venue sponsor, the Gardens Mall, our staging sponsor, the Elmore Family Foundation, knowledge sponsors, Aerojet Rocketdyne, Johnson Controls, and Palm Beach Atlantic University. Also, our creativity sponsors, Ackerman Link Sartori, PA, Career Source of Palm Beach County, Kaiser University, Palm Beach State College Foundation, Perry and Taylor, PA, PNC Bank, SBA Communications Corporation, Schutz and Bowen, LLP, and TD Bank. Also, we'd like to thank Red Apple Teacher Supply store sponsors, Anderson Tax LLC, and the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
And last but not least, we would like to thank this year's presenting sponsor, the Hanley Foundation, Hanley Foundation's mission is to provide substance abuse prevention and education programs for parents, caregivers, and school-aged children. In addition, the foundation provides financial aid scholarships for patients who cannot otherwise afford addiction treatment. I think we have a video to show.
Family time doesn't have to take forever, but 15 minutes with this guy will last a lifetime.
Family time doesn't have to be a special occasion. It's just time with my family, and that makes it special.
Family time might not get these guys in the NBA, but I wouldn't change it for the world.
Dinner time doesn't always mean spending hours in the kitchen. Dinner time means family time.
We support family time because family time is time well spent.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the Executive Director of the Hanley Center Foundation, Jan Cairns.
Good evening. Well, how did you think about that video? Was that great? My name is Jan Cairns, and I have the exciting opportunity to welcome all of you this evening as part of my new role as Executive Director of Hanley Foundation. We are a very proud two-time sponsor of the Dwyer Awards. Did I hear someone say, why are we a two-time sponsor? Oh, I think I did. Let me answer that question for you. It's because we believe in you. You know, last year was our first year being involved, and I tell you, I was completely blown away by what I was reading, by the applications. I mean, I just wanted to stand on the roof and shout. Each of you should be on the front of the Palm Beach Post every day. You know, we hear all the bad news, but wow, when you read those applications and when you all hear tonight about what these teachers are doing, you just have to go tell someone. I'm just telling you, you just have to go out and tell someone because we have some amazing, talented teachers here in Palm Beach County, and I'm proud to be a sponsor of this event. My new role is just one of many at Hanley Foundation. We have a lot of changes happening. We're going to have new offices this summer, and we have an expanded mission, which means we're going to be serving more children doing underage drinking prevention. This is one of our major mission goals. Really, we're already working in many of your classrooms. Anybody out there? Okay, all right, I thought so. And you saw in the video that really family time is time well spent, and this is core to what we believe. We believe this is important for our staff. We believe this is important for the community. Family time is time well spent because we know spending time with your children is one of the biggest things you can do to reduce the likelihood that they'll be involved in drugs and alcohol. We know the critical role that all of you as teachers play, and as parents too. Many of you teachers are also parents, right? All right. So we want to thank you and remind you that we are here to support your efforts. You don't have to look far today to see the horror stories about addiction and how it impacts our community. So one of our foundation's strongest areas of mission is to prevent underage drinking and reduce the likelihood that your children will have an addiction. We do this using positive peer pressure, the #1 strategy for prevention. Hanley Foundation teams are in schools, churches, after-school programming, scouts. We're sharing with kids and we're starting the conversations. And we want you as families to continue those conversations. Our teams are on the front line working with kids across the state of Florida. And we would be so happy to partner with you and bring prevention programming to your classroom, or working with you as parents to help your own children. So visit our website, hanleyfoundation.org, hanleyfoundation.org, for tips on talking with kids of any age or reaching out to our incredible prevention staff. I want you to know that each and every one of you is the winner tonight. Every single person in this building, every single teacher that was nominated, you are a winner. The effort that you are putting into your classroom and the difference that you are making in the children of this county is unbelievable. And thank you for all those efforts. A little saying that I always love that I learned from Ray Kroc's book, and that is recognition. Grown men die for it, babies cry for it, and tonight you have earned it. You have earned it. So on behalf of our whole team, we want to congratulate all of you, and let's play ball. Have some fun tonight.
Thank you, Jan, and thank you all. Let's give another round of applause to the outstanding leadership that stewards the Dwyer Awards each and every year. All right, here we go. Time to get to the reason why you are all here tonight, the awards ceremony itself. You're about to hear from each one of our 30 finalists and see why they have made it all the way to this point tonight in our awards program. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Presenting the Elementary Education Award is Tim Burke, publisher, The Palm Beach Post.
Good evening. Since 1916, the Post has been part of our community in Palm Beach County, and as a longstanding member and sponsor of the Dwyer Awards, we have always believed that nothing is more important than the education of our children. Our company, Cox Enterprises, was founded 119 years ago by the two-term governor of Ohio, James M. Cox, who started his career path as a teacher himself. The Post's relationship with education hits close to home every day. While many of us are sending or have sent our children to Palm Beach County schools, our journalists are also reporting on those education issues most important to you, your students, and your children. We are so fortunate to do our part with you on their behalf. But let's not kid ourselves about who deserves the lion's share of credit for educating, guiding, and leading our children in our community. It's all of you sitting in front of me tonight, so thank you. And the elementary education finalists are
My philosophy of education is to teach the whole child, to really get to know them as individuals, to develop them obviously academically because we have standards that we have to teach, but to develop them socially and emotionally and really get them to understand who they are as individuals and how they learn, so that what I'm teaching them in third grade doesn't just stay with them in third grade, it goes on with them forever. I'm the tutorial coordinator for our school, so we have 128 students in the tutorial program. There's 16 teachers. I've been able to write lessons for each of the 16 groups and really create skill-based groups in order for the children to learn and grow as individuals. I love my kids. I love that every day they inspire me. I am always learning and growing as an educator. I'm in my 18th year, and I can honestly say that every year I have a new student and I have someone different that challenges me a certain way and they inspire me to become a better educator.
It's not all about the numbers. I look at the child not just as their test scores, but I want to look at them as their whole unique individuality. Yes, I need to look at their data. However, I'm going to look at them and see what can I do to motivate them and let them know just how valuable they are and how smart they are. So I want to make sure that I've made a connection with each one of my students and that they know that even if they have difficulties learning, that they are strong in areas and that they know even if I have to be strict with them, they know I do it because I love them and I care for them. Every year you open up the door and you're going to see new students walking in. It's the challenge of going, okay, that one came in kind of rowdy. Oh, look at this one. This one's so shy. But it's that challenge to look at each student and go, what are we going to do to make them want to be lifelong learners and love it and enjoy it?
It's the best way to start a day. It's better than a cup of coffee. It's better than a vacation, I have to say. I love going to work and I love my students. And that's what they motivate me. All children have the ability to reach beyond their potential. As a teacher, I have to really look deep inside of them and instill in them that they may not be able to do it yet, but one day they're going to be able to do it, and they're going to go beyond the yet. And that's when I see my kids blossom, to see them notice that they've reached beyond their potential, and they start taking over the classroom and start teaching others is my philosophy. And it just recently happened. I had to get up from my table to go help him with the computer, and he was one of my lowest students. Couldn't read when he came to me, and he's like, "Mr. Marco, don't worry, I got your group." He came over, sat in my chair, and sounded just like me and taught the entire group. When that moment happens in your classroom, you know your philosophy is right on.
Students should be able to achieve their full selves, emotionally, academically, so that they can go on and make our whole world a better place. It isn't just about making lots of money or getting a lot of degrees. That's great, but they also need to be nice people. I love being creative and loving kids. The place where I can do both of those things is awesome. Now I can understand whatever I read. I'm creative in how I set up my classroom and how I interact with the children and how I get my lessons together. I listened to my students and they said they wanted to learn about World War II. I said, let's do this. And we all benefited from it. Really proud of the moment when we can work together for their education. Also, I get to look at each child in the face and understand what they're going through at that moment and what they need from me, and then I give it to them. And when I see them reacting to it and responding, not just to my creativity in every single aspect, but also to the love that I genuinely show to them, that's my favorite part, and I get to do that every day.
I love everything about teaching. I think that waking up every morning, going to my students, just ready to reach them and teach them and help them to understand new concepts, seeing that light bulb go off just completely excites me, because I know that the way and the direction that I taught them really helps them to learn, and reaching different students through different learning styles is super important, and I think that's really great. My personal educational philosophy is to enrich my students with good character traits. I think it's so important that they leave my class being organized, being good people, sharing. Every day my students inspire me. They exceed my expectations, and I think the most proud is when I see students that I've had in the past that come up to me and thank me and say, "Your class is such a great memory," or "That activity we did really stands out in my mind." And I think that when I see past students and they just have that great vision and memory of our class time together, I think that's what really makes me proud.
I am happy to announce the elementary education winner, Diane DeMarco, Freedom Shores Elementary School.
I'm the first one to go. Now you'll know all what to do. Wow, I was honestly not expecting this, but I am so honored to have such a prestigious award given to me for something that I completely love to do. It is my life passion. This is monumental. I have to thank everyone, from my family to all the administrators I have served under, to all my colleagues, and my dear friend and finalist, Lizette Dagnan. And of course, the most important, my students and their families, and the entire Dwyer Council, the Hanley Foundation. Thank you for making what I do all worthwhile. Thank you.
Now everybody get a photo.
Presenting the Middle School Award is Mike O'Neill, Manager, Pratt & Whitney.
Good evening, everybody. So I left my speech in the car. I know you're going to be disappointed. It was at least 4 or 5 pages long, so I kind of narrowed it down a little bit. So my name is Mike O'Neill. I'm the general manager at Pratt & Whitney here in Palm Beach County, and I'm very honored to be here and represent the men and women of Pratt. I've gotten to do this for a few years now, and I look forward to it every year. You may not realize, but Mr. Dwyer was also Vice President of Government Affairs and Community Relations at Pratt, while he was also supporting all the work with the Education Foundation and the Economic Council. So we're honored to continue that legacy in supporting education in Palm Beach County. I'd like to recognize again the Dwyer family that's here. Some of them are still out at Pratt. So Mr. Dwyer was clearly an advocate for exceptional education here in Palm Beach County, but he was also an advocate of supporting and recognizing you, the educators. And we want to continue to do that, and that's why we're here tonight. So I want to say thank you. Pratt & Whitney is supporting you. We're going to continue to support education in Palm Beach County from elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, the state colleges, and the universities here in Palm Beach County. And we're supporting science, technology, education, or engineering and math. Engineering, that's kind of what we do. Because it's important to us. We want to keep the best and the brightest here in Palm Beach County. So thank you for your work in helping us make that happen. On a personal note, thank you for educating my 2 boys, Zach and Alex. Where's Joe D? He's out there somewhere. He helped too. So again, this night is about you, the educators, and we want to thank you for being here and helping us with our children. Without further ado, the middle school teachers for the Dwyer Awards this year.
I've always believed that you can't get this until you get this first. Every day holds its precious moments, and that's pretty much what keeps you going into your job every single day. And what made me truly realize that is the fact that after I became a mother and had my own children, I really truly realized how to become a better teacher. There are some days where you walk out going, oh my gosh, that might not have worked. Did it work? I don't know. I guess we'll see tomorrow when we recap and see how much they retain. And when you step outside of your work realm, the dental hygienist was your student, or you're in your ELL class from 8th grade. All of a sudden you realize that you had a really, really lasting effect on your kids. That's what squashes any kind of doubt that I have of whether or not I'm doing a good job. Everyone turns out great in the end, because at some point you find yourself, and it takes teachers like us pretty much to get our students to that point.
My personal educational philosophy is to incorporate everything into the classroom, whether it be the business world, whether it be arts, ancient history, modern day history, global events that are taking place. But I feel that everything needs to be present, not just looking at one subject by itself. Do you want to be a Spartan? I think one of the times I was most proud of being an educator was when I designed a project called the Heritage Project, where my students had to interview family and find out their origins, and it sparked students to find out where they came from, and they took that and ran with it and learned to speak the language of their family. I have a student right now who's graduating high school and realized during that project that his family's from Russia, and he's currently learning Russian and planning a trip to Russia before college. I love working with the children. I love making them my children and having a lifelong connection with them, being able to inspire them to do the work in a fun way.
I believe that human beings are capable of infinite potential. And the reason that is such a strong part of my teaching philosophy is because it's been part of my personal development over the last 15 years. I've gone through tremendous change, trying to improve myself as a person, you know, both in the learning realm and also in the personal realm. And so in the classroom, that is very much alive and a part of my teaching. And so when I work with my students, I see the very best in them. When I see my students tackle a problem, you know, make mistakes and try again and develop this growth mindset and this ability to learn from their mistakes, that is a wonderful, rewarding thing for me to see. One of my favorite parts of education is that I see it as this whole child approach, that when I have them with me, you know, developing the relationship and developing the human connection to me is just as important as teaching them.
My personal educational philosophy is to bite off more than you can chew and prove to the world that you deserve that opportunity. I love being the difference in a child. I love showing them that they can do more than what's expected of them. I'm from the Glades and we have a bad rap, and I need my students to show that there's more to us and to give them the opportunities to pursue those bigger and greater ideas out there. Anytime that a student comes back to me and says, remember when my daughter is in school with somebody and they came across a subject that they covered when they were with me, and they say, I learned that in Miss Lute's class, your mom taught me that. So any of those little successes mean more to me than anything, including this. I mean, it's just knowing that I've reached those kids and helped them in the most minute way is very exciting to me.
I'm motivated to teach because of the students. They constantly tug at my heartstrings. They make me be a better person in the classroom and outside the classroom. All students have the ability to learn. As long as they have the right educator that's in their corner, they have that ability to make that connection. I'm most proud to be an educator when I see my students make strides that they didn't think that they could actually make. When they sit there and they overcome an obstacle. So when the students have those roadblocks from past experiences and I'm able to help them achieve and master past them. I love the ability that I get to help shape and mold students, that it's not just didactically in the classroom, that I get to touch them emotionally, socially, and shape them to be a better person later on in life.
Sorry, they're yelling at me back there. And now the winner is, for middle school education, Victor Fernandez, the Conservatory School of North Palm Beach.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way.
We're going to get pictures first so I don't start crying before the picture.
Thank you. Thank you. We're still trying to balance everything in place, so hopefully I will do that well. This is really an amazing honor. Thank you so, so much. I believe deeply in the infinite potential that is inherent in all human beings. Every child that we teach, every person that we meet, every single human being, each capable of amazing and remarkable things. I am so deeply inspired by this evening, witnessing this Kravis Theater filled with extraordinary humans who believe that there is a bright future for our children, our community, and our world. You really inspire me. I owe many, many thanks because it really does take a village. And so thank you to the Education Foundation and the Economic Council of the Palm Beaches for the extraordinary support you provide to educators and students in Palm Beach County. To the Dwyer family, thank you so much for your commitment to education. To my principal, Mr. Reyes Estupas, for the vision, courage, and the drive you've had to create the COPA program, the Conservatory School, and our soon-to-be future high school. To our school district and Dr. Avosa for supporting and recognizing the important value of a high-quality arts education and its capacity to transform children and create positive social change in society. To my many wonderful students for their amazing talents, their dedication, and their incredible work ethic. And to their parents, of course, we couldn't do it without them, for the hundreds of concerts, events, and performances that they have supported. To the all-star teacher team at the Conservatory School for truly making TCS the best place to teach under the sun. And to my wife, Heather, the anchor in my life and my wonderful partner who has been so incredibly supportive through my decade-long journey as a music educator in the state of Florida. I want to leave all of you with a final thought this evening. The work that we do every single day is the most important job in all the world. We have a direct hand in shaping the future, not just of our children, but of our country, our society, and our world. As I watch and read the current events in the news, I strongly feel that there has never been more of a need for positive, inspirational, and motivational leaders to rise than now, when our entire world faces so many difficult challenges. More so than ever, our children need positive role models to inspire them, to lead them, and to rise to greatness in their lives. We must stand tall, like beacons of light, for all of the children we teach. Only in this way can they discover the amazing talents and gifts that lie within them all. The scope of our jobs, in my view, lies far beyond scores and statistics, as every child we teach has, in essence, unlimited potential for greatness, success, happiness, and joy. With the positive impact we can choose to make in the lives of our children each and every day, just imagine the world that we can all create together. Thank you so much.
Presenting the Senior High School Award is Derek Cooper, Vice President, Government and Regulatory Affairs and Community Investment, Comcast.
Good evening. Thank you. Teachers plant the seeds of knowledge that last a lifetime. And on behalf of Comcast's more than 30,000 employees throughout the state of Florida, it is truly an honor to be here tonight to do just that. Celebrate the amazing teachers that day in and day out are planting those seeds and giving tirelessly. At Comcast, we know teachers provide the tools our students need for success. But we also believe it is part of our corporate responsibility to join in their fight. So one of the programs we created was our Leaders and Achievers Scholarship Program. And since 2001, we have awarded more than $25 million in scholarships. And this year alone in Florida, we will award $250,000 in scholarships to our graduating high school seniors. And as a proud product of Palm Beach County Public Schools, I'm happy to report that almost 20% of those high school scholarship winners are right here in Palm Beach County because of all of you out there. And why is that? It is because our teachers, you are the ones who are truly making dreams happen. You are the teachers who are helping to motivate young people to reach their potential. And it is you, our teachers, who inspire young people to be leaders and that will continue to move our communities for years to come. So thank you to all of our teachers, our truly amazing nominees here tonight for always continuing to plant those seeds of knowledge. And now the senior high school education finalists are
everybody can learn. And in music, if you can talk, you can sing. And I think there are too many people that think that people are born with a voice, but that's not how it is. You just have to be taught how to sing. So I want to get the whole world singing. We've sung at Carnegie Hall, we've gotten wonderful ratings at state competitions, but my proudest moments are when my students reach out to each other. One of my students, in making a payment for the spring trip, also paid for another student's spring trip. And that's just what makes me most proud. Many of my students are with me for all 4 years, so I get to see them as little 9th graders and then grow up to be seniors. A lot of them stay a part of my life for years and years, but I also get to make music with them, and that just creates such an incredible bond.
I believe that what the students are learning in the classroom should transpire into college and into their adult lives. It's not just about the literature or the text that I'm covering, but the skills that they're acquiring as well. I'm currently a GED coordinator, and when I was teaching GED courses, I had a student. She had never finished high school. It was a moment that I felt I really was making progress as being an educator and changing someone's life. A year later, she was taking nursing classes. A year after that, I actually was teaching her daughter at Wellington High School, and her daughter was an amazing student, and I could see the impact that education had on their entire family. I love that the students challenge me, and they always make me think, and they make me stay on my toes, and they make me always want to be a better educator and a better member of the community.
All too often, students are spoon-fed and kind of handheld through the process. And I'm working with 17 and 18-year-olds who are pretty much adults already. So I like to teach beyond the textbook. I think that it's not about teaching to the test. It's teaching about life skills and being able to be productive members of community. These are students who need to learn to work with groups and work with pairs and be able to communicate effectively and take criticism and give criticism. And that's all part of the classroom community that I developed.
She really focuses on us working together.
We're not singled out. If we don't understand something, we don't have to be afraid to ask questions.
So in order to find the quantity, we're going to drop it like it's hot, all the way down to the axes. What I love most about teaching is being able to go beyond the four walls in the classroom, teaching them absolutely everything that I can to help them grow into productive members of society and contribute beyond their academic ability.
All students can learn. We as educators just have to prepare and present the platform for education to occur. I try to look at my students as students that can learn if I set the atmosphere and make it conducive for learning. I've had great success allowing students to really come into the music classroom and really be engaged. And through that engagement, we create motivation. And through that motivation, learning takes place. Very early on in my career, we went to our first competition and the kids ended up winning. I could not have been more proud of those kids. The idea that students can be impacted in my classroom, come back, and I can see that student has grown and has matured, and they give to the other students. So I think just that kind of reciprocation for me is the best thing about teaching, and it's why I stay young, or at least I try to stay young forever.
I think as a teacher, you have to make it fun every single day for the kids. You can't just do a lab, I think, once a month. You have to make the kids want to come to your class every single day. So I think you have to set the tone from the first time they enter your classroom. And one of the ways I do that is I give all the kids a high five as they enter. So they're already excited to be there. And then when you infuse every lesson with fun activities, the kids want to be there, and then they'll actually engage in some deep learning. My kids inspire me every day. So many of them have overcome tremendous obstacles just to get to where they are. So I try in the programs that I've done to give them meaningful learning opportunities that they might never have. 3 years running, I've taken the kids to Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival. And they've gotten a chance to do something that they never would have, and they love it. My students have given me more than I could ever give them. They allow me to have an emotional connection and to feel like at the end of the day that I've had an impact on them and I've positively influenced their future.
Truly inspiring, truly inspiring. And now the 2017 Dwyer Award for Senior High School Education goes to Meredith Miller, Boca Raton Community High School.
I used
I have no speech written because I did not actually think this was going to happen. So I'm going to speak from my heart really quickly for you. First, let me take a second to thank the original principal who gave me my shot at Boca High, Dr. Jeff McKee. I'd also like to thank a woman who I look up to on a daily basis. She is someone who embodies strength and just absolutely makes me want to come to school every day, and that is my current principal, Dr. Susie King. Come on, give her a round. All the administrative staff at Boca Raton High School, my parents for always being in my corner, my husband for always being by my side and supporting me through everything, and my 5-year-old daughter, Sadie, who reminds me to take a step back and look at life from a kid's eyes sometimes, because as grown-ups, things can be quite difficult. So just taking that step back. Thank you to the Economic Council and every single student that I have ever taught. They have given me a purpose. Teaching was not my original path, and I was inspired by a professor in school, and I hope to inspire students the way that that professor, Dr. Stephen Resnick, inspired me. So thank you to everybody, and go Bobcats!
Presenting the Special Programs Award is Pam Rausch, Vice President, External Affairs and Economic Development, Florida Power and Light Company.
Good evening. At Florida Power and Light, we partner with our schools to make Palm Beach County an even better place to live, work, and raise a family. And as a proud mom of a Palm Beach County student of the Palm Beach County school system, I want to join my FPL colleagues in recognizing and thanking all our teachers for the significant impact they have in developing our kids. We at FPL applaud all of our teachers who are nominated today, who share in the core values that we have at FPL, a commitment to excellence, doing the right thing, and treating others with respect. Congratulations to this year's Dwyer Awards finalists and winners, and thank you for making such a positive impact in the lives of the next generation. And now I'd like to introduce this year's finalists for special programs.
There are so many things to think about as a teacher: education plans, tracking learning. There's so many important factors of education that as teachers we can often get overwhelmed and lose confidence. When I just take a step back and I remember love wins, look at the child, understand the child, love that child, then I always believe I find a way for that child. When the chips are down for me, that's really what I go down to, is just, Rebecca, love wins. You'll find a way. And that's what I stick to. I'm most proud right now as an educator. We've established a backpack program. Just being able to be with these students in the hard times gives me the greatest fulfillment as an educator. I love the students and I love honoring the parents. They drop off their kids. Sometimes they don't understand how to navigate the school system. So to look at those parents and to say, I've got you. That camaraderie with parents in the community, greater community, is really one of my greatest joys.
My personal educational philosophy, if I may cite The Godfather, when Michael Corleone tells Sonny Corleone, it's not personal, Sonny, it's strictly business. My kids have got to learn that whatever personal stuff they bring into a classroom, it makes no difference. It's the business that I want them out of the classroom into the real world. One of my students once said to me, "You're such a kid." I was really happy about that. Another student of mine actually used me when she wrote her FCAT essay about who would you put on money, the face of money. And she said, "Mr. Harlow, I put you." And I'm going, no, you're gonna lose. She ended up passing FCAT. I was so proud of that. The students, they keep me young. They keep me young. We have great interaction. We have great times. And they realize something, that I'm there to help them. One of the greatest things that, for me, I personally take as a compliment all the students call me Mr., not Harlow, but Mr.
Teach to the whole child. I think that is the most important philosophy there is. You have to get to know the children so that they can trust you and you can trust them, and build a relationship so that they are ready to take chances for you. Last year, my 3rd grade SAI students all passed the FSA. So nobody was retained, and it was the most amazing feeling to be able to tell them that they did not have to go to Summer Reading Academy and that they were going to the 4th grade. We celebrated, ran through the whole school telling all of their teachers from kindergarten up. We called parents, and it was such a tremendous feeling because they had so much pride in themselves. For the students that I work with, you have to celebrate every little baby step that they take. So when they come out of their shell or step out of their box and take a chance and a risk and are successful, that is the best part about education.
A student is more than just a student. I mean, the coolest part of my job is that the kids walk in and it's a different day every day. Each one of them has had different experiences, even just that morning, that they bring to the classroom. And so it's so important to value their experiences in what you're doing, because if they feel like you care about them, then they're gonna care about what you have to say. Anytime my kids smile, honestly, that makes me proud to be an educator, because I feel like they're excited to be there, and when they're excited, they're learning. Yes. And they're proud of themselves. And you know, it'd be nice to think that they're gonna be with me for the rest of their lives, but they're not. They're gonna leave me, and I need them to go out into the world and feel confident and be strong, and I feel like I do that for my kids, because when they leave my room, I make sure that they have smiled.
That is perfect.
I'm so proud to be an educator, because we have the opportunity to make a change in every student that walks through our door. You know, they leave us hopefully better than they came in, and how could you not love a job like that?
I expect all my students to do the very best that they can every day. I set the bar very high for them. And I also want my students to know that making mistakes along the way is an okay thing. So my students feel comfortable making mistakes because they know that's part of the learning process, and that's how they grow as readers, and that's how they grow as individuals as well. When they show up to learn and they take risks and they take chances, it makes me so happy. I get so excited, and I'm so proud for them. There were some times that I had a student who struggled perhaps in, let's say, 2nd grade, and then by 3rd grade, they were still with me as an SAI teacher, but they gained confidence. And sometimes when my students come into SAI, they're not very confident because they haven't had success as a reader. So when I see those successes by the end of the year, my students feel confident. I'm so proud of them.
And this year's winner for the special programs is Rebecca Curry, 4th grade elementary.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close.
Thank you so much. Love does win, but I didn't expect to be on the other side of it, you know? But all this love is so amazing. Thank you very much. I want to just thank the Dwyer family, who leaves this legacy of celebrating the human spirit. I want to thank the Economic Council and the Education Foundation. What a beautiful night. I also would like to thank my children who opened my heart, my husband who taught me to follow my heart, my mother who set my pace, the staunch professionals that I work with, who I lock arms with every day, Dawn Harrison, Roseanne Fuentes, Erica Whitfield, Claudia Bartow, women around the community. We can't make change without each other. We can't do it alone. My friends, my moms I co-mom with, Amy Figueroa. I also want to thank my administrators. They trust me, they empower me, they respect me, and that makes all the difference. So thank you to Ms. Laralde and Nicole Patterson. And here we are tonight, all as winners, really, because every heart of a child means the same. So every heart we win, we all win. So thank you tonight for this beautiful award. Cheers.
Presenting the STEM Award is Renette Fortune, Public Relations and Social Media Manager, LRP Publications, Inc., FETC.
Good evening. Science, technology, engineering, and math infiltrate every part of our lives. It is easy to see why STEM education is so important for the future of our children, our county, and our country. STEM education is the key to unleashing the next generation of innovators. LRP's continuous goal over the last 40 years has been to empower all educators. We believe it's essential to continually recognize, encourage, and support them. To further our commitment in providing education stakeholders with practical ideas, as well as expert advice to help every student thrive, we've acquired the Future of Education Technology Conference, also known as FETC. Headquartered in Palm Beach Gardens, FETC is the nation's leading conference for pre-K to 12 education leaders, administrators, and technologists. It is an opportunity to connect and collaborate on leveraging technology to advance learning and help students develop the skills necessary to succeed. The winner of this evening's STEM category will receive a complimentary registration to FETC in Orlando and will be considered for the National STEM Excellence Award. A large number of our LRP staff was unable to be here tonight. They are all attending our special education conference in Washington, D.C. On behalf of LRP President Kenneth Kahn and the entire team behind LRP and FETC, it is an honor to sponsor the William T. Dwyer Awards STEM Education category. And the STEM finalists are
students who are in the 21st century need to have skills that cannot just be taught on a blackboard in a classroom. We need to step outside the confines of the classroom because these students need to be creators and makers of solutions. I think students of all abilities can achieve their highest potential in the STEM field, and I think it is my job as a teacher in the classroom to give them that sense of excitement about a career in the STEM field. We do an amazing event called Girl Engineers of Tomorrow. We attract female students by showing them role models from our school. We show them hands-on projects that they can do. We explain to them the different facets of the STEM world, the STEM career field, and they spend a day at our school. And as a result of that, we had about 127 girls come to our campus last year. And the result is we have 23 girls who are now aspiring engineers coming to our school next year. That when I got that email, that was one of the proudest moments of my life.
My teaching philosophy is to make sure that my guided support and my affirmation helps all children from the lowest to the highest level achieve the same standards of excellence in education. I love that every day is new and that every day I can make a difference in someone's life. I have students who go to Palm Beach State College for career education, and they still do great things because having a degree in engineering gets them an entry-level job of something that pays $50,000 a year. And then I have those students who go to University of Florida or even University of Michigan. I had one of those last year. But I also remind students that one size does not fit all. There may be something else that you're really good at, like fashion design or even animation. So I keep reminding students that you have your own strengths, so let us work on building those even higher.
My personal educational philosophy has a lot to do with hard work, perseverance, and working together as a team. If I can instill these things in my students, I feel like I have more than done my job, because the learning and the content will come if they can get along with each other and learn from each other. My most spectacular moment was when my 5th graders last year developed Electric City.
A scaled-down community created and powered by harnessing hydro, solar, mechanical, and wind power.
And they taught all about renewable electricity to all the rest of the school and to adults and to other people that came from other counties, from the newspaper, everywhere. I was so proud of them. The kids are what it's all about, developing those beautiful personalities and watching them grow and become the people that they're going to be and becoming successful. There's nothing better.
I love working with the kids. They have so much happiness. They have so much curiosity. The kids get really excited when we do labs. I like to do really fun labs in class, and they can't wait till the day when we do a lab and they're laughing and they're happy and they're smiling. I mean, that just makes it all worth it. A student in my class who really isn't that excited about physics all the time, after I did my lesson and I was talking about lenses, I passed them around, but then he came up to my desk and he said, "Can I look at these lenses? Can I take out my cell phone and take a picture?" I was like, "Sure." And he got so excited. He said, "Look at this picture I took." He said, this is so neat." I was excited because I had never, ever seen this student so excited the entire school year. And just to see that spark in his eyes and that enthusiasm made me excited.
I believe that when you teach, you should amalgamate all the different curriculums from reading to math to science, to inspire a student to see that they can do more than perhaps they thought, perhaps their family thought, or perhaps even educators prior to me thought. But to guide them and give them the platform to be able to see their potential. Particular incident that I'm most proud of, my SECME competition. I had a student launch his bottle rocket, did his mousetrap, and he was special diploma, and he built so much confidence from doing that, he became standard diploma. When he went from middle ballet, his high school, he switched to standard diploma because of the opportunity to have confidence and to do something he's never done before.
Such a wonderful group of nominees. And now, the winner for the STEM category is Mira Doan.
I did prepare a speech, but I do want to start by thanking my students because they amaze me. I have been teaching. I'm a career changer. I started in research, and to have my students leave believing that science is the music that drives the universe, just having them know that science is easy or it's fun, it's totally worth it. I do want to thank my principal, Mr. David Alfonso. He makes us laugh every single day. And to have that change at Palm Beach Lakes is completely world-changing. Dr. Anthony Hamlet brought me over, and to have him, Dr. McKeever, and Mr. Alfonso support our program and truly believe that science is worthy of that much attention. Thank you so much for that. Thank you to the Education Foundation and the Economic Council of Palm Beach County who thought me worthy. To the panel of judges, they were completely amazing, and I'm glad that we met. I hope we can keep conversing. To all my fellow finalists, it's truly an honor to be in the same category as you. To my parents, who give me strength and help me believe that a girl is capable of succeeding in engineering and in science. And above all, to my dear husband. He lives with me coming home at 7 p.m. or sometimes 8 p.m. at night. So me here, I want you to know that everything that I value most in our life, you have given me. Thank you so much for recognizing science and engineering. Thank you.
Presenting the Career Education Award is Jim Moore, Strategic Accounts Executive, United Healthcare.
All right. Good evening, everyone. And then there were 5. So let's give a big round of applause for our 25 folks, teachers, who have come before this right now. Come on, make some noise. Today in history, 1944, the United Negro College Fund is incorporated. 1954, the first practical solar cell is demonstrated by not one of our sponsors. And in 1983, Pioneer 10 travels past Pluto. None of these would have happened without our teachers. So let's give them another round of applause. And had it not been for my 6th grade teacher, Mrs. Regan, you and my 3 daughters would not be chagrining about the history lessons you get all the time. United Healthcare is honored to be here tonight supporting all the good folks, the school district board, superintendent, our fantastic teachers, the bus drivers, the folks working food service, the janitors, yes, all of them. And again, being on 3 PTAs, I get to see all 3 schools and how it goes. So at this time, the career education finalists are
I have been so privileged that I've been able to be involved in every aspect of career education, from working on the curriculum standards at the state of Florida to fighting for the industry certifications that are helping all our school grades, to allowing the students to obtain college credit for the coursework that they're taking. What I love most about teaching is probably the student engagement, being able to teach them skills that make them very confident every day. It's not just about teaching them the academics and the textbooks, but trying to get into where they are every day when they come into the classroom and trying to make the classroom a comfortable place for them. In addition to that, we want to involve the spirit of the student by giving them as much opportunity as we can, because we know that opportunities are what allow the student to be motivated to go to the next step.
I think the program really must be rigorous enough to have students possessing skills when they get out of high school that can be immediately put into action in jobs or expanded upon in post-secondary education. I think it has to be relevant to what they want to go into or something relevant for them personally.
which is why I love finance, because even if they decide to go off and be restaurateurs or open an auto mechanic shop, they'll have personal financial planning. They'll know how to manage themselves and manage their businesses so they can marry passions together. Relationships are important because kids need to know that you care about them, that you're going to follow up with your expectations so that they can rise and meet those expectations. I love the flexibility of teaching. I love the fact that we can do one thing on one day and have the ability to switch gears if something's not working and immediately try something new.
As a career tech education teacher, my philosophy is to make the learning relative and prepare them for the workplace. So both technical skills and not forgetting the very important soft skills, interviewing, communication, leadership, team building. There are so many times I've been made proud by my students and the staff at my school. We were doing a public service announcement project. The student that was suffering from cerebral palsy, he was explaining what he had and what it meant, and he told me after it aired on our TV show that it changed the way people looked at him around school, and people actually made eye contact, said hello to him, welcomed him over to his group, sat with him at lunch, and that showed us all the power of our media. I love to see them excel, achieve, for them to think they can't do it, and for me to say you got to keep trying and practice, and then they get it, because we do a live show, which is very challenging. And at the end of the show, you know, they're all clapping and hollering, "Great show, guys!" And I love to hear that at the end of our TV shows.
I believe in teaching by example, and I also believe that the kids need to be hands-on, which is one of the reasons why I love teaching this program, because the kids get to really see in real world and apply it to their everyday lives. Tourism is huge in Florida and around the world. I teach hospitality, so when they come in the 9th grade, they're still little kids, not only being able to see them grow, but see how, when they're ready to leave, they have been exposed to the real world, even though some of them have very limited resources, that there is an opportunity for them. Every time I see my students out in the workforce and they have become so matured and so professional, some of them are actually guest speakers in my class, and they come back and they tell the kids, I was there one day and now I am in front desk. I am finishing college. I went to FAU or UCF, and that really is very, very rewarding.
I think students learn the best when they work hands-on.
The Television Production Academy at Sumner Ridge Community High School can make those dreams a reality. The Television Production Academy is a comprehensive program that covers everything from television news to filmmaking.
Last year, we went to FSPA, Florida Scholastic Press Association. I brought 20 kids to the state competition, and they worked as a team, and we took second in the state in the team broadcast competition, which was tremendous. We had just come back from nationals, and we beat teams that had won first place and second place in the nation a month earlier. We beat them at the state level, so it was tremendous for us.
How do you feel? Surprised?
Every once in a while, I get a kid that all of a sudden it clicks. We'll laugh about that freshman year, about how they really weren't into it or whatever, but then some project, some success, or sometimes for us, it's a competition or a trip that I talked them into going, and maybe they didn't really want to go, and then they went, and they were like, oh my God, I love doing this, and I can see myself doing it. So that's, for me, that's the best part.
That was awesome. It is amazing the teachers we have here in Palm Beach County. And for you 5, thank you all. But at this time, can I get a big round of applause for Beth Ann Reichert Bean from Independence Middle School?
That tonight's gonna be a good night. 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 Tonight's the night. Let's live it up.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so surprised. First of all, this award is for all of my students that have worked so hard in medical studies to be your next healthcare provider. I mean, they're working so hard, so have a little confidence in that. If we could get a round of applause for them. But career education has come so far, all the way from the state level to our district. Our district is so supportive. If you knew how strong Palm Beach County was in the state of Florida and the nation with career education, we lead the way. And everyone is, asking us really how to do it. This couldn't all be possible for me. I have to go way back when I left my medical career for a principal, David Cantley, who had a vision to save a high school. And we saved Lake Worth High School with the Medical Academy and a couple other academies that were there. And it was truly amazing at the time to now think that we have 37 medical academies that have all stemmed from that original plan. But my principals all along the way have been so supportive. Palm Beach Gardens High School, Mr. Larry Clausen, to my current principal, Independence Middle School, so supportive of everything that we do with career education. We're very, very strong there. And one thing that I just want everybody to leave with is our kids need so much. They need all of us. And the time has come where they need more from us than ever before. So if we could just ask everybody, just if you know any children at all, just try to help them and join a classroom, be a guest speaker, sponsor a child, offer a job shadowing program, anything you can do to just inspire them to be able to fulfill. And because, someday they're all going to be taking care of us. And that's really the joke that I have in my classroom is, I'm teaching you all to be really good medical professionals someday, because remember, it's going to be me at that nursing home, or it's going to be me in that hospital bed, and I'm going to look up and I'm going to see you and I'm going to say, wow, I feel great. I know that you're taking care of me, and I know what I taught you. So thank you very much for everybody that's involved in this entire event. Thank you again.
All right, let's give all of our recipients another round of applause. So 33 years of excitement tonight certainly did not disappoint. But before we say goodnight, we have the honor of hearing from School District of Palm Beach County Superintendent, Dr. Robert Avosa. He has just a few remarks. And there they are on the floor.
Hello, everyone. I don't need those notes. You guys know me better than that. Good evening, and thank you so much for being here tonight. I'm always inspired by the great stories that I see and hear in our school system. I've been in about 135 of our nearly 200 schools so far, and I've visited thousands of classrooms. And you all represent really the best of our school system, and there are so many others that are just hidden gems out there doing this hard work every single day. So on behalf of the school board and myself, can we give all those teachers who are not here with us tonight a huge round of applause? I too would like to extend a special thank you to the Economic Council. I believe our district is truly blessed to have a great relationship with the business community. They understand the importance, as do we, the importance of developing strong youth that can then contribute to the great community that we live in, whether it's contributing through philanthropic means, through college, raising their families here, reducing crime. Those things all go hand in hand. We couldn't do it alone. I have to tell you, of all things, I'm in Denver basically 6 hours ago, and I was finishing a conference there, and I'd done a speech about the importance of culture and the development of human capital strategies to bring teachers into the classroom. And this young African-American guy, maybe 35, 40 years old, came running up to me and said, "Hey, I have to tell you a story. I heard that you were from Palm Beach County. I grew up in the Glades." And he named all the schools that he was at. He goes, "But my favorite teacher was at Lakeshore Middle School. And she inspired me to think bigger and broader than the things I saw in my own community out in the Glades." Most of the kids my age, he said, played football and wanted to become football stars. And he goes, I was just an average kid, average height, average intelligence. And she helped me believe that I can do so much more. And today, He's the chief of HR at one of the largest school systems in the nation. So when I say teachers, give them a round of applause. It was so cool. Make a difference. They make a difference. That young man's view of success was narrow until he met someone who said it was much broader. And so you guys make an amazing impact. And as a father with 2 kids in the school system, I get a chance to see a very different space as superintendent around the dinner table when I ask my kids about their day, and I see how hard their teachers work, keeping up with the grades and contacting kids to make sure they do their work. I see it firsthand, and I truly appreciate it as a dad. This doesn't happen by chance. We've got a great community, great support mechanisms. Our school board recognizes that. Our board of directors on the Education Foundation work hard every day to find ways to get the dollars that we need. And you know, the state legislature is in their last couple of weeks, and I just ask that you continue to put pressure on them to make public education really seen as an investment as opposed to just a line item on a budget, because this state still funds education near the bottom. And our teachers work so hard with what they have, but can you imagine if we were just funded at the average level, around the 25th out of 50, as opposed to 44 out of 50 states? So keep the pressure on. I thank you for what you do. I appreciate all the hard work, and I'll end it with this. Last year, 21 DNF schools moved to a C or higher in this district. 21. And we have 0 schools on the state's DA list. Let's give all those teachers another round of applause. Thank you so much for the wonderful evening. I appreciate everything that you do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Avosa. We're really lucky to have you here. Well, we would like to congratulate all of the winners tonight. Let's give them a round of applause. It's been an amazing evening, but we would also like to recognize and congratulate every finalist. You should all be incredibly proud of yourselves and all of your accomplishments.
We also want to give a big thank you to our MC, Mark Kelly. Let's give him a big round of applause. Mark, you did a great job emceeing for us, outstanding job, and thank you for the support of WPBF Channel 25. Thank you.
Thank you, guys, and thank you for joining us in celebrating Palm Beach County's outstanding educators. It's been my honor to serve as your host and partake in this year's festivities for the very first time. Of course, once again, congratulations to all of the nominees, the finalists, and this year's recipients of the Dwyer Awards.